I'm Anil Kumar, and here is one of my favorite questions. We are trying to figure out the perimeter of a rectangle if a square centimeter piece is removed from it. Now, my very first question is that if I have a rectangle and if I remove something from it, will its perimeter increase or will it decrease? So you can pause the video and answer this question. If I have a rectangular piece, right, so if I draw it, I think it becomes more clear. If I have a rectangular piece and if I remove 1 square centimeter piece from this rectangle, what happens to the perimeter? Will it increase or will the perimeter decrease? That is the question. So the answer is, well, as most of you must have guessed it, the perimeter will increase, right? Surprisingly, it increases. So as an exercise, what you can do is you can take a rectangular piece, let us say 6 by 10 centimeters, right? So let's say centimeters. So as an experiment, take a rectangular piece whose dimensions are 6 by 10 and let me make a couple of them for you first. You will understand why am I doing it. So first find perimeter of the original, right? And then find perimeter of different rectangles of the same dimensions from which we have removed one particular piece, right? Which is only 1 square centimeter. So I could remove it from a corner, right? So I could remove it from here. So if I remove that piece, correct? So if I take it off, then I have a rectangle which is kind of like this. Find the perimeter of this, correct? So by now you have got the perimeter of the first one. What is your answer? Perimeter here is sum of these sides, right? So this is 10, this is also 10, and this is 6. So when you add them, you get 10 and 10 as 20, 6 and 6 is 12. So you get 32, right? Or what you can do is you can add 10 and 6, which is 16, multiply by 2. So you get perimeter of 32 centimeter in this case. Now what happens here? If I remove, then what happens? Now this side is 10, this side is 6, but that side reduces, right? So this side reduces by 1 centimeter, so I get 9 here, but I have 1 here, okay, and this side reduces and I have 5 here. So if I remove from the corner, what happens? So you have to now figure it out. What happens? Now imagine that I have removed this piece from somewhere here in the middle of it, right? So like this. So now my rectangle is like this, right? Now what happens to the perimeter? Think about this, right? Now I can also remove this piece from the center or from inside, right? So this is, let us say, removed it from here. Now what happens to the perimeter, right? So now the perimeter is that I have all this and this much. Do you see that part? So my perimeter really increases, right? Well, do your calculations, pause the video and then answer the question. It's kind of interesting, right? In this case, what happens? Well, 9, instead of that 1, it has come here. 5 plus 1. So here, perimeter remains same. Do you see that? It remains same, correct? 6 plus 9 plus 1 plus 1 plus 5 plus 10. It remains same. But in this case, what happens? So we have got 6 here, we got 6 here, we got 10 here. So these three are same. But here, we removed 1 from this side. So total length we have reduced. So this, I will now draw a line to show you that this plus this, if I add this here, it becomes 10. But I have these two sides extra. Do you see? These two are additional. Do you get the point? So in this case, if you calculate the perimeter, we will get perimeter of 34 centimeters. And what happens here? In this particular case, the perimeter increases by 4, right? So we get 36 centimeter as the perimeter. You get the point, right? Okay. Now what you need to do is you do the same exercise, and this time I have again a different rectangle. Let's take a different rectangle. Does it make a difference? This time let us say my dimensions are easy calculations I'll give you. So I will again use this value as 8, and let us say this is 6 again for us, right? So that is my rectangle, and from this rectangle I am removing a square. I am removing, so we have to now remove a square with area of 4 centimeters square this time, not 1 centimeter square. Remove a square with area 4 centimeters square and find possible, all possible like we did here, possible perimeter of the rectangular piece, right? So it could be a cardboard piece, and you could remove this 4 centimeter square area from anywhere like we did, right? From, if you remove from 3 different places, you get good ways of many variations to this. These are good ways of removing to give you variety, correct? So you saw here it may remain same, it increases, correct, but it never decreases. That is kind of important. So if you remove something, perimeter is such a thing which increases. So if I have a surface and if I have to increase the perimeter, what should I do? I should keep on removing, correct? So that is the concept which we sometimes use in many applications. So try to find applications where removing helps to increase the perimeter, and that concept is applied in real life situation. So that is your next question, right? So I hope you find this interesting. So explore and figure out what happens when we remove something from a rectangular piece to its area and to its perimeter. Area, if I remove, will reduce for sure by the same amount. But what happens to the perimeter? Okay, so that's a question to think about. Thank you and all the best.